Today I want to show you what does it look like when you're preparing forms for immigration. Hi, my name is Audra Doyle and I'm the owner and attorney of Doyle Law here in Atlanta, Georgia. And I just received a new packet of forms that I need to review for my client. I thought I would share with you the forms, what they look like, and what goes into preparing these forms for our clients. So first, I want you to notice how big is this packet of forms. This is a lot of paper, and this is not the entire case that you will be mailing to immigration. These are simply the forms for a marriage-based green card application. It is not the rest of it. So in addition to the forms, you must provide supporting documents that show and prove all of the things that you wrote down on these forms. For example, supporting documents, you need birth certificates, marriage certificate, copies of passports, proof of lawful entry to the U.S., photographs of medical, pictures of you and your family together, etc., etc. So you do need to have those supporting documents to go along with your case. But let's talk about these forms in particular. The spouse is a U.S. citizen, and the spouse is always called the petitioner. They are petitioning for their spouse to remain in the United States and live with them. And so the spouse, for me, all spouses will get a G28. So let me show you that, G28. And this provides information and says that I am this person's lawyer. In addition, the spouse will have to file a form called Petition for Alien Relative. This is the I-130 petition. And the final form the spouse will have to sign off on is the I-864. And that one says that the petitioner is financially capable of sponsoring someone and supporting them in the United States. So those are all the forms for the spouse. And as you can see, you're like, well, what in the world are they asking in all of this? Immigration essentially is getting a lot of biographic information. They want to know things like where you have worked for the past 5 years, where you have lived for the past 5 years, information about who you are sponsoring, and also information about your family. This is a family-based petition, so they want to know parents, spouses, ex-spouses, and children. All of that will be in those forms. So you've got to gather a lot of information. Now moving on, we get into the bigger section. This is my client who is the beneficiary. He is going to apply for the green card. He is from another country. We have a lawful entry to the U.S., and this is his packet right here. So obviously first, we're going to have the G28 to show again that I am the lawyer. But not only the G28, he will be asking for a green card. So we have to fill in this green card application. Currently, it is 18 pages long, okay? Now, in addition to all that biographic information he has to provide, there are lots of questions towards the end that look like this, and they have yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, all the way down the page. Read the questions. Please do not just check no and imagine that the answer is no. Definitely look these over, answer truthfully to all the questions on the green card form. The next thing the spouse will need to fill in as spouse of a U.S. citizen is an I-130A. So now they've created a new form for this case we have to fill in. And finally, we're going to be asking for some temporary benefits, a work permit and a travel document. So here is, it says application for travel document right there. So each of these forms, the smallest one is 4 pages. Okay. When I started this job, the smallest form was 1 page, and they have taken the 1-page form, the G28, and turned it into 4 pages. Such a savings of paper. But that is what we are putting together as far as the forms. Now, when we're drafting the client's case, we have to gather data from them, gather the documents, draft the forms, and then we will check every answer and make sure it matches the evidence that we will also be submitting to immigration. I hope that this information has been helpful to you and gives you a little insight to see what goes into a marriage-based immigration case.